In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the benefit of soil microbiology in holding off diseases and pathogens in your soil, so it helps your plants, your food that you're growing, to be as healthy as it possibly can be. Now, those of you that follow the channel and watch the videos that I post might have noticed that recently I haven't uploaded any content for a couple of weeks, and this is because my family and I have all had COVID. Whoop-de-doo. But I kind of thought it would be nice to come back and on the theme of virus, disease, kind of general health, it might be quite nice to address this topic as a subject of a video. Now, in some of my other videos, I talk about one of the key benefits of having a healthy, active, and diverse kind of population of soil microbiology is that it can help to cycle nutrients and make foods available for your plants. But there is also another key benefit as well. These organisms actually form a defense, and that defense can exist around your plant roots, and it helps to combat, hold off potential threats, so pathogens and diseases. It kind of holds them back from taking hold or taking over your plants. Now, the manner in which this works, I'll describe it really simply. It's kind of actually far more complex than this. If you have high numbers of beneficial organisms, so context is key here. By beneficial, I mean organisms that we want, that can help our plants. If we have loads and loads of these in our soil, it doesn't really give much of a foothold for the harmful organisms. Now, the chances are, in most growing environments, pathogens can exist, and I liken this analogy to testing humans for flu. Very topical, coming back to the COVID kind of scenario that we've just gone through. If we kind of think back to normal flus, like the common cold, at particular times of year, it tends to be prevalent. So the conditions kind of lend themselves to the pathogen, and people tend to kind of suffer with colds. Now, you can test a person for the flu, and chances are you could probably find traces of the flu virus on people. In the same way, actually, people are vectors for the COVID virus. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that the person is infected. And so it's the same with soil. If we kind of look for pathogens, if we have soil tests specifically designed to look for particular harmful organisms, we may well find them. But the crucial distinction here is not just in the presence or absence, it's the form in which it's active or inactive. And having loads and loads of beneficial microorganisms kind of holds back or crowds out the potential for those harmful organisms to actually become rampant. Now, if the conditions change, for example, when we have wet weather during a kind of generally hot spell, humidity kind of provides the ideal environment for certain pathogens like mildews to get a grip and run riot with especially stressed plants, but with a crop that we're possibly growing. And if you're building populations of beneficial organisms in the soil, we know some of the work we've done in the laboratory actually with a particular band of growers, we know that if the soils are more active, the beneficial organisms are not just kind of populous and in high concentrations, but if they're really active when we go into these stressed spells, then it reduces the likelihood significantly for the pathogen to infect and reduce the quality of what we're growing. And so really the takeaway from this is, if you are looking to grow your food as naturally as possible, using what nature has to offer to your advantage to kind of optimize conditions, you really should be considering a preventative rather than curative approach to disease management. So you should be thinking ahead of time, building up lots of reserves of great bacteria, happy fungi in kind of all sorts of populous, diverse, bountiful ways. Get as much diversity into there as possible, but build up those populations so you have a real kind of strong cache to draw from as the seasons change. Then when it needs it, your plants, the soil, the organisms can respond when they are at their most likely to come under attack from a pathogen. So when they're trying to resist an infection, all those organisms are there to kind of crowd out, fight and fend off and ensure that your plants can grow as happily as they possibly can and produce the very best, healthiest, tastiest food for you. So that wraps this video up. Hope you enjoyed it. It seemed sensible to do it because it's a little bit relevant, and I thought I'd kind of film it before the moment was lost with my own recent experience. But if you enjoyed this, if you like this kind of video that talks about soil, things that you can do to use nature to grow more naturally, grow healthier, tastier food, then please give the video a like and do consider subscribing to the channel where I post more videos like this. For now though, that wraps it up and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!